Oh, sorry. I am live. Awesome. Fantastic. Glad to be alive. It's always good to be alive. Um, I'm just winging it today again in the dining room. Those of you that saw my Instagram earlier, you will see that it was pouring down rain. I was going to do an outside thing, but no, not now. Just going to go over some fun tech stuff, some stuff that has been some of it's been coming up lately. Yeah, well, thank you, Sheila. Sheila says, "Love to watch you winging it." I appreciate that. I really do. I enjoy doing this. The only thing I don't like about doing it this way, and I have left plenty of feedback. Well, hello, Richard. How are you, sir? Is unable to screen share. It's the only thing I don't like is doing it this way. I wonder what this little arrow is. End stream. Well, that's probably share. Oh well. I just don't like not being able to screen share this particular way. Otherwise, I have to create an event, set up an event, go through that whole process. And I really didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do it tonight. Sometimes, like when you're winging it like this, you don't want to have to be able to do that. So I'm going to talk about some things tonight that I'm going to go over to those things, but you're not going to see my screen share because I can't. So I just want to let you know that ahead of time. If that, okay, that mutes the mic. Well, there you go. That's very kind of you. She says you don't have to screen share to be valuable to us, friend. Well, you know what? The thing is you can do your own screen while I'm talking. You can pull up on your own screen and see some of these things that I'm talking about. A couple of cool things. One that I learned yesterday or today or whatever, or a couple of weeks ago. And then the other one I learned just tonight. I didn't know this, and that's going to be a fun one. That's probably going to be my last one that I talk about. But there's a lot of neat stuff happening. I know in our community, all you guys are community members. You guys are community members that are all in here right now. Hopefully we get more people. I like to build this up. We start next week. Next week, I'm going to start, just so you guys know, giving you the heads up. You're in the show here. You're with me live. I'm going to start my routine of the things and the benefits of the community that I talked about. Oh, only you know about it. It's a secret. No, it's no secret. We're going to do a tech tip every day. We're going to do a session, have a session that'll last 2 months, 2 weeks, whatever, to get it complete and go over. Our first one is going to be on OBS and how to set up a show. So that should be a fun one. It'd be definitely one for the community to watch. See, we can if you give us the links. That's true. I should have thought about that, Andrew, right? So yeah, that's all going to start next week. Daily tips. We're going to have obviously Wednesday show, and then we're going to have still do the workshops and do those once a month. I have a set time to do those. And then we're going to do a session. And what I mean by a session is like it's going to be a specific time. I haven't announced that yet for the first one, but I'll have all that set up for you in the community, and you guys will be able to see that next week. So be looking out for that this weekend so you can get a whole schedule of what's going on next week. So your schedule will be already set. The cool thing about what I'm going to try and do with a tech tip every day, it might be me, it might be Heather, either one of us. But what we'll do is different times too. Like this week on Monday, I might do it 7 a.m. Okay, maybe that's not me. Maybe Heather will. No, I'm just kidding. And then Tuesday would be at a different time, like 5 p.m. And I'm talking Eastern time anytime I talk. And then one time might be midnight, on a different day or something like that. So that's the process. And some of the stuff you're going to already know, but I do it for the benefit of people that don't know. So they'll always be able to refer back and go back to this and say, man, I remember he told us a tip about such and such. And with search and the searchability in the community, it's just so nice to be able to search that particular word or that particular thing and have documentation of things. Some things we take for granted. Or some things you're like, oh, wow, I forgot that I could do that. I didn't even remember that I did that. So that's kind of what I'm going to try and do. And I may even repeat myself. I mean, just not knowing, because there's so many things that we do. But like 6 months from now, if you forget about that cool feature, it might be just be a reminder. So kind of neat. Some of it will be on mobile. Some of it will be on the Pixelbook or the Chromebook, Pixelbook, whichever you have. Maybe even on a tablet. I'm going to try. It's harder for me on a tablet. I do have a tablet. My wife has one, so I can use it. But it's just hard for me because I don't know recordability. And I want to make sure that it's recordable, that when I do these, it's recordable for people to go back, listen, and watch. Yeah, exactly. Sheila, what you said, she said a library of information as a resource. Exactly. Will it be on MD Quick Ticks? Richard, no, it won't be. And the reason is because MD Quick Tips is for the public. This is something I'm doing specifically for the community. Now, that being said, if you read into the email the post that we put, eventually some of those things might become MD Quick Tips, which is still searchable out there. But this is something I'm providing for the community. So it's ongoing that we do, and then eventually might turn into a video that I put out to the public and stuff. I like to do that anyway, because some of the things that we do, and let the public see some of the things that we do, so that way maybe it encourages them to come along in the community and stuff. There you go. Sheila says specifically for us because we are special. That is exactly right. You are special. It's very special. And I just wanted to make sure that there's value there. Hey, thanks for the thumb up. I don't know who just did it, but thank you very much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Any thumbs up on any video is always good. It's just a cool thing. Hey there. I see that Christina came in, your real estate whisperer. I am here just editing right now to howdy. Okay, there you go. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. That was very kind of you. I appreciate that. Came right in, gave a thumbs up right away. I appreciate that. So that's what we're doing for the community. That's the kind of things that we're going to do. It's really going to make it interactive. I mean, really, for $10, I mean, a tip a day is kind of cool. Kind of do that. It's going to be 5 days a week or 4 days a week. 4 days a week, and then the show is the other day. If I don't have a show, then I'll have 5 tips that week. And then Saturdays will be left open for workshops and also probably the sessions, but I'm not sure of that. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas says, I always thought you were special. I don't know if that's good or bad, though. Special in what way? So anyway, so let's go over some cool stuff. This is some things that I've been thinking about. The first thing on my thing was, and I don't know if you folks knew about this or not, and this is rolling out. It's probably not rolled out to everyone, but they're slowly rolling out, and I got it. YouTube beta is rolling out to everyone. Okay, so YouTube beta, if you go to your YouTube channel, it has a whole new look. It has a whole new look. It's got studio beta up in the top left. It has a whole new design of way of looking at your site. And it's really actually kind of cool. But one thing that I really love that they did, I just love this. They actually have, so anything that they know is not a working function. Let me just give you an example. So for example, when I go over to my YouTube channel and I want to go to create an event, like these events that I do right here. If I want to go, they don't have that functionality yet. But what they have is, this is so cool. They have a button there that you can click, and like they don't have playlists yet. So I can click that. So when I click it, it takes me out to the old YouTube, and I can go work on playlists. They don't have live streaming, the live streaming tab. They have videos, but they don't have live streaming. Well, I can click on this, click live streaming. It opens up a whole new window or tab, and I can go and do my live streaming there, but leaving the other open so you can, and they're always listening to feedback. Really, really cool stuff. That is such a cool way of adding something new and making something cool like that. So if you get an opportunity and you see the studio beta up in the top left, it's a large black bar at the top is the way they do it now. I think the old one, and I don't know if you had the dark scene, whether that changes or not. I think it just had YouTube in the white page. At least for me, that's the way I had mine set up. I could do that. So I'm liking this. I think this is really kind of cool. It's got the new look with all of the images instead of words, but like any menu, you can always expand that out, bring it back so you can get exactly what you're looking for. So if you want, right now I think they have analytics, videos, and comments, I think is the only thing. And then like translation and transcription is not in there. Status and features is not in there. Audio library is not in there. Customized channel and more. So they have them, but you can just check on that and go out and go check that. That is really, really cool. I think that's an awesome feature. It's really neat. I wish, and I would like, again, if I had screen share, I could show you guys all about this and stuff, but I don't. So there you go. But I'll do that in the community. Maybe one day that's what I'll do as a tip too, just to kind of show you, kind of give you an idea. And they're rolling it out to everybody. And so eventually everyone's going to get the new system, but they're doing it as a gradual process. Really cool way of doing it though. I like that when they haven't added all the features, but they give you an option to click and go over. Really, really well done. I love what they're doing actually. And it's so trivia question right here. I'm sure most of you in here already know this. What app is used most for search? Google. What's second most? YouTube. Bet you didn't know that. Do you know what third is by chance? A little bonus there if anybody knows that and can guess. I do actually know what it is, but I know it 2 months ago when I looked it up, or when they had a little thing on it. So, but anyway, YouTube beta, really kind of cool. Really enjoy that. Let's see here. Now all we need is TubeBuddy to get on the ball so we can use it with the beta. There you go, Andrew. Actually, the top of my beta, if I'm not mistaken, yep, TubeBuddy. There it is. I have all of the stats on TubeBuddy. Now, it doesn't have it. Yeah, it does. Actually, it does. When I go to a specific video, I can TubeBuddy by that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So it's there, Andy. My CPU can't handle OBS anymore, so sad about it. Oh, that does stink. I hate that because, yeah, that's why I had to get a new computer. I really did. I had to go do it. I had to go get a brand new one. Spent the money, made it good. It's really cool. Real estate. Oh, I'm sorry. Sheila, she says, what is it? I'm not sure if you're talking to me or whom. If you can elaborate. Richard says, I have a YouTube Studio beta on the right in blue. Is that it? No, the YouTube beta. It's YouTube Studio beta is up in the top left for me. And it's a huge black strip up in the search bar. It's just a whole new, different way of looking at videos and everything else. Not sure if that's what you have. But again, I'll show you guys in the community so you guys can see it. I'll let you know. Oh, what is the third largest? See, I already went on too far and forgot all about it. Amazon. Amazon's third largest. Amazon, third largest search website. Andrew says some of TubeBuddy works, but not all of the YouTube options yet. That's true because they don't have, like, for example, you couldn't check anything in events and add your tags and all that stuff because it's not even there yet. So you're absolutely right. Sheila says, sorry, couldn't get out of my YouTube school channel back now. Oh, good. Well, there you go. So let's see here. Let's go back over to my list, see what I had next. I wanted to share this with everybody. Pretty cool. One thing that was very frustrating for me for a long time, 2.5 years ago when I went to Google for the Top Contributor Summit. They gave us an Android watch. I never wore a watch much. In the restaurant business, I used to wear it every once in a while. I stopped wearing it. And then when they gave us a watch, I thought it was the coolest thing to get my text and my messages and my emails and my Hangouts and every single thing and my Fitbit. I mean, it's all built right into my watch. I thought, oh gosh, that is so cool. And now with Assistant too, I can do stuff with Assistant. It's just like a Dick Tracy thing. It's so stinking cool. So I got a new watch for my birthday. Didn't know if you guys knew this, but I got an Android watch. It's super awesome. I can change the face of the watch. I can change it to a bunch of different things. I can do it to, I don't know if you can see any of that. You probably won't be able to see any of it. Sorry. But I can change it to real fancy, like an old. I can do it with digital. I can do it, just different things. It's really kind of cool that you can have, and it has how many steps I've made and all that kind of stuff. And the thing I love about it the most that I was frustrated with my watch, it would be out about 4:00. I'd have to go charge it. And that's right when I went and go walking and stuff. So frustrating to me. So yeah, that was a pain. Now this watch, it'll last almost a day and a half. The only thing I don't like about watches, and I don't know if anybody has a watch or a Fitbit or anything like that, to charge it, you set it down on this little thing, and the little metal points have to touch the thing there. That's all good and fine, but I wish they gave you two chargers, one you could take with you and one that you leave there. That's my opinion. It should be automatic, because if I'm at work and all of a sudden I need to recharge, it's like, I got to go home to recharge it. It seems kind of stupid. Or if I know I'm going to go out walking and check my steps later, if my watch is down. But like I said, with a day and a half charge on this thing, love it. And it does have features built right in the watch, which is awesome about, like you can battery saver. It has battery saver, so it doesn't get as light and all that kind of stuff. But my age, I need it very light. But let me look at some of these comments. Great. I asked all of my students what's the largest, second largest, and now I have a third. Cool. There you go. Andrew says black strip is once you are in the beta. That's correct. But the regular, you click the blue to go into the beta, don't you? That I don't know, Andrew. That's a great question. Because, and here's the thing, it very well might be. I don't know, because they automatically gave it to me. So I'm not sure. Somebody do that, though. That'd be great. I mean, if you can go to it from there, that'd be awesome. But I can't remember that. Sheila says, yay, new watch. Yes, we can see it. Okay, cool. All right. So, but anyway, I don't know if you guys, yes, Allo messages do come in on my watch, Mark. Absolutely. Any app that I push onto this, I can get it. And he just sent me that on my watch. I got that on my watch. That is so cool. I love, Mark, you're one of my favorites with using the Allo messages. You use it all the time. You and my two sons, we have a set thing where and Heather obviously does, but we are constantly using the Allo messaging, which I love it. It's just because you can do all the fun stuff with it. And Andrew, this is something, well, no, you couldn't do it because you don't have a phone. But you can do it on the computer, but you still have to have a phone to do it on the computer. What does that mean? I don't know. Crazy. Anyway, there you go. There you go. Yeah, he's religiously. I got in the other day. I said, Mark, I need to do a duo call with you real quick. Can you do a duo call? And I just clicked it right from Allo. Allo has it up in the top corner. Click a duo call, and we did a live video call. So it was really cool. Anyway, not to get too far off, but my Android watch, I love my watch. It really, it really does a great job. It's very bright. I love how bright it is. It has my steps. It has the date on there. It has, how many miles I've walked. It gives me a heart rate if I want my heart rate. I mean, all the stuff, weather, you can have all kinds of stuff. And you see me just tilting. I just switch it to go to the text messages, to the next message, to my calendar events, 2 apps updated. It lets me know that. Pretty much anything I can get on my phone at the top of your phone when you get those messages, that's pretty much what it's doing, but more graphic. It's really kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, I do. All right. Next thing on my list is, some of you know this, some of you don't. Tomorrow, technically speaking, is having me on as a guest. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Love Peachy and Greg. They're awesome. Can't wait to be on there. Do a little chat with them. Have no idea what I'm going to talk about. They're just going to have me on, which I'm fine with. I'm good at winging things. I'll just answer the questions when they ask them. The other thing I wanted to say is, technically speaking, his latest video was really kind of cool. It was a Nest doorbell. I don't know if you guys saw that one or not, but they talk about it's a doorbell with the camera on it and all that kind of stuff, and you can see it remotely from your Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. Is this something that you think you guys would buy or do or use? Put in the comments whether you think this would be something you would buy. My problem is, most of the ones that I've seen, any of those fancy doorbell things, they're like $200 or $250. If I went to my wife Sherry and said, "Hey, honey, we're going to get a $200 doorbell," I don't think so. And we don't have enough people come up to our door to make that an issue. Thank goodness. But I don't think I would do that. Yeah. Sheila says, "Can't wait for the show. Greg is challenged to drink a gallon of milk while Michael's on. He is going to hurl." Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I saw that. Interesting one. Tom says, "I have a Ring doorbell for $99. So you already have one. How do you like it? What do you think of it? Is it worth it? I mean, $99. That's putting out a pretty penny. Did you install it, or did you have it installed by an electrician, so there was an added cost there? Just curious. And I'm not putting you on the spot, Tom. You can give me ranges. You don't have to tell me. For footing the bill on that, I just don't see. Trust me, I have a Google Home, 3 Google Minis, 5 light bulbs, 1 light switch with a Wemo light switch. I have all of that in my house, so I can say, turn off all the lights go out, certain ones. I mean, I don't have every single one because I have fluorescent lights. So fluorescent lights doesn't work. Learned that the hard way. We actually have light bulb, fluorescent light, and because it's all on the same switch when they turn on and off, none of it would work because there was at least one fluorescent bulb. So if that helps anybody, I hope it does. Take that and use it. Andrew says, "Okay, here's how to do the beta. Go to the regular YouTube channel, go to the Creator Studio, click the blue link on the left menu that will take you to the new beta." Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Andrew, for doing that. Yeah, there you go. And Andrew says, "Our doorbell may be rung 3 times a year at most." Yeah, I just can't justify that particular thing. Even the temperature change. I mean, it's cool to be able to change it up, down, and you might be able to save some money that way with the temperature ones that they have. Like you have, I think a Nest has that as well. I just can't see spending. That's even more. I think that's like $300 something just to do that, just to change the temperature. I mean, it would be cool if I was building a house or had a house or I'm moving into a house and I want everything done on it. It is kind of cool to be able to adjust those things remotely. So I don't know. Tom says, "I installed it. Runs on a battery. I like it. Lets me know when my Amazon packages arrive." Yeah, that's kind of cool. That is awesome. You know what? That's interesting you say that, because we actually had something in the mail that did not get delivered because it was electronic or something. It was over a certain amount of money, and they knew that. However, they knew that it was something on the package that identified that, so they wouldn't leave it. And we were like, and my wife was really upset because she was home. She says, "I did not hear anybody come to the door. I was in the back office, but I did not hear anybody come to the door." So this would be an identifier and a way to do that. So I think that's kind of cool. Sheila says, "Let a Ring doorbell go off while Sherry's in sleep and you're in trouble." You know, that's the other thing too, Sheila. That's a good point. Because I know when Peachy was talking about it, he said that an animal coming across or whatever triggered it, ring it, something like that. No way. That would drive me crazy. We have too much stuff going on in our neighborhood just out on the street out front. I don't know how sensitive or how you set that sensitivity, but you're right. That would drive Sherry crazy. Mark says it would be cool if the doorbell would let you know who is at the door, like they would record their voice when they press the button. You know what, Mark? The thing is, these have cameras, so you can actually see who's at your door. When it rings, you can pull it up on your mobile app and you can see exactly who's there. It's really kind of cool that way. Tom says, smart thermostat? No, because I'm home all the time. Yeah, exactly. So you don't necessarily need that. Exactly. So I don't know. It's interesting, that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I just can't see spending the money on that. I'm going to move on to the next one. Since we're talking about all this, seeing pictures and video and all this kind of stuff and password, my thing is passwords. What do you think about facial recognition? And would you use it if your device had it? If your device provided facial recognition, would you use it? And what do you feel on that? How do you feel about that? I'm real curious to hear what your opinion is on that. I think it'd be fine. I think the less times that I have to put a password in, but if I'm going to do that, I don't want it just to get in the device. I want it for if I go to a website and instead of putting that password in, matter of fact, I would rather always log out, close out of whatever thing I'm in, let's say Facebook. So I don't leave Facebook open. Right now, if I go hit Facebook and go to that tab, it opens up to my page. I would like it to facial recognize me, then open. That's more secure. And then when I walk away for a certain amount of time, it shuts down. And then every time I come back, as soon as I put my face in there, as soon as it sees my face, any app that's open would automatically come up. That's what I think. That's when I think it would be really cool and very secure. Just my thoughts on that. And I'm throwing that out there as a futuristic wish kind of thing. Tell me your thoughts on what you think of that kind of thing. Tom says, the Ring, you have two-way audio and can talk to them. There you go. See, I knew that too. Richard says, I use it and like it a lot. The only problem is you need to have decent light. Otherwise, you have to use fingerprint. Okay, so Richard does have it and uses it. Mark says, I would feel like it would be something that would be too difficult for evil hackers to replicate. I do agree with that. Tom Lingle says, PayPal lets me into my account with my fingerprint. I like it. Yep, me too. I love fingerprint. Trust me, I love that. I agree with you on that. Andrew says, depends on exactly how accurate it is. What happens if it suddenly doesn't recognize you? There is that. I mean, I don't know what the ratio is. Even if it's 99%, that's still not good, right? Because if that 1% you need to get in there and you can't. There should always be a password anyway, my opinion. So I think you should always have both. But since you're not typing in the password all the time, it's harder for people to steal it. So I think the facial recognition and then that one or two times when it's not working, you can type it in, I think would be cool. I mean, that's my thoughts. Sheila says, yep, I like that and would use facial recognition for everything rather than logging in. And I love that. My thing is I walk away, leave my computer sitting on my desk at work. I do this quite often. Now, my Pixelbook, I'll just close it up, but my computer is turned on. It'd be nice if those programs just kind of closed down. And then when I came back, it recognized and boom, popped on. I think that would be cool. I think that would be really cool. And I see a good use for that in a lot of cases, in a lot of ways. Especially on mobile, for sure. I like that idea for that too. I'm curious. I just want to know, everybody that's out there now, it's only 6 of us out there, but anybody that watches this later, put it in the comments. I'd love to see and hear what you have to say on this. What text messaging service do you use? Okay. Do you use the standard Android? Most people just use that and just go with it. Is that what you use? Do you use Textra? Do you use WhatsApp? Do you use Hangouts? because you have a Google Voice account that allows SMS to come through that. What is your text messaging service that you use on your mobile phone? Because I know Tom actually has where he gets his text messages on the computer. And you'll have to remind me, Tom, what that account is. It's really cool. So that way you can get your text messages there. Real curious, just want to know, Textra, Tom uses Textra. Let's see. Andrew says belts, suspenders, and another belt. There you go. There. Richard says you have to have a pattern code set up facial recognition for it. That's good. Yeah. Patterns okay. Problem is you can definitely copy pattern. I sit there and watch people put their pattern in, and a lot of times they do it with a letter. I just use it. They'll put an M, for Michael, or a D for whatever their last name, whatever. So that's the only problem I have with a pattern code. I'd much rather type something where they can't see where my fingers are for the most part. Tom uses Textra. Ben, hey Ben, how are you, sir? He uses just messages. So Android messages, I'm sure, is what you mean there. Standard, what comes with my phone. There you go, same thing. Mighty Text, that's it. Mighty Text for the computer text messages. Nice. Thank you, sir. Textra, ever since you turned me on to it, Mark says. Yeah. No, I love Textra. I really do. I really wish that Allo or Hangouts, any of those would be able to bring in SMS messages, because I just love what you can do. I mean, I have Hangouts. I can send somebody a Hangout message, and whether my phone's sitting over on another desk or I leave my desk over there and I come out here and I'm on another computer, I can get my Hangout anywhere. Hangout on computer, watch, that kind of thing. Whereas text messages, I can get text messages on my phone. I mean, I'm on my watch and stuff too. I can't get on the computer though. My wife religiously sends me text messages, and so does my mother-in-law, that kind of thing. I like Hangout messages because I can get it while I'm working on my computer. I don't have to pull another device up. That's just me. Ben says, at Mark, Nest Hello doorbell will announce who is at the door by the name through the Google Home. That's awesome. That is just so awesome, Ben. And I want you to come on. You need to come on very soon on the show. Next week, if you're open to next week, I'd love to have you on, because to show all the different things that you can do. We can get in there and show all the home automation that you can do. But it doesn't have to be. Some week soon, I'd like to have you on, because I know that we talked about that before. Richard says, I use what's in the phone. I could use others, but I don't know if the other party would need to use it too. That's a good question, but Textra, no. Textra just uses your regular SMS that's coming in. So on Textra, I think WhatsApp is the same way. It does not take that. If you have a Google Voice number SMS, it can be done through there, through your Hangouts app. Everything's all in one place. They kept that just for Google Voice, and correct me if I'm wrong if somebody says that's different, but I think that's true. That's kind of cool too, and it doesn't mess anything up. They don't have to have that as the app. Tom says, Mighty Text will load my text when I change phones up to 1,000 texts. See, that's pretty good. And Ben says, Messages works on the web now. See, that's nice. I like that. So you're talking about regular Android messages, the one that comes with your phone. You can now get it on the web. Is that what you're saying? If so, we need to get into that a little bit, and I can learn a little bit about that. I want to learn some more about that, because that's real important to me when it comes to messaging and things like that. All right, I'm going to switch over to next topic. I would love to hear, and you can type these all out. I'd just like to see this in the comments. All of the Google apps you use, and it has to be your primary. So if you use Outlook mostly, like at work and stuff like that, and come home and just have a Gmail account, I don't want Gmail on there. I want Outlook. Tell me the Google products that you use. Let's just say religiously without, so I can see that. I want to see a list. Like I use Keep as my note taker, hands down, not even Trello or anything. I mean, that is my note keep. When I go to, if I need to make a quick note, it's Keep. So I use Keep. I use my Android phone, anything Google, Gmail, Google Sheets, Slides, Docs, Drive, all those things. If you use Dropbox more than you do Drive, don't put Drive. I'm just curious, just the things. And you can put those other things if you'd rather put Outlook because you use it more, or if you use Dropbox more than you do Drive, put it down. I'm just curious. I want to try to get an idea just to see and hear what some people do use or whatever. Some people use Evernote more than they do Keep, or some people use Trello more than they do Keep, or, or whatever you do for an organization tool or anything like that. Any product, any product, I don't care what it is, Google Home, Google Assistant, any of that stuff. I'm just real curious what you use Google. And that might be a long list, I know, but that's fine. Just put it out there. Allo, Duo, yes. Let's see here. Richard says, I heard there is supposed to be a big change to the Android messaging system. Haven't seen it yet, though. Tom says, always nice to text with a large keyboard. Yeah, I agree with that. Ben says, in all internal, nothing major in messages. Okay, gotcha. It's all internal, nothing major in messages. Okay. Richard says, I'd use Allo and Duo more if others would use it. I totally agree with you. Ever since they made an announcement that we're not going to do anything more with Allo right now, it's on hold. I totally agree with you. But to me, it's just an outstanding message system that you can add a lot of fun and really great messages, big print, just all kinds of stuff that you can do that I like. And the assistant built right in. My gosh, I used it again when my son came in town, where we were going, all that kind of stuff. It was just so cool that we could get that conversation and the assistant helping with the conversation. I don't know. I love that. It's all fun. But I do agree with you, Richard, on that. Ben, wow, all that stuff. Messages, Hangouts, Drive, Duo, Sheets, Docs, Keep, Calendar, Inbox, Wear OS operating system. That's cool. Home Assistant, Smart Display, Google News, YouTube, Chrome. Wow, you talk about somebody that's a Google geek. Right up my alley there. Andrew, I love it. Gmail, Sheets, Docs, Calendar, Drive, Calendars, Slides, Hangouts. Okay, Google, stop. She heard me. It's so funny. Yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of stuff that I use too. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I agree with you. But I'm the same way. I mean, a Pixel book, Pixel phone, Excel, Pixel XL. I used to have a Nexus phone, which was a Google product. I mean, there's a lot of Google products out there that you just take for granted sometimes. Contacts. All my contacts are done on Google Contacts. It all comes through there. Just there's so many things that you don't even think about, and there's a lot tied to that, to one company. Since you mentioned all that, okay, and then Richard says I use Keep, Allo, Duo, Keep, Google Home, Google Assistant, Google Plus. That's a good one. I use that too. YouTube, Chrome, Google Drive, Slides, Docs, Sheets. As Sheila says, all Google all the way now. Haven't logged into another things in ages. That being said, all this Google stuff, what do you feel about when you tie everything up into all this one product? Do you think that you have to, do you feel scared? Not scared. I shouldn't say scared, but do you feel like I got all my eggs in one basket? Is that a good thing? And my look at this, and here I'm gonna give you my opinion. My opinion is that the security is so good that I have to stand behind something with security until it gives me a reason not to. That's me. I've used Google Sites in the past. Don't use it now. just because when they came out the new one, it's so limited that I can't add a lot of things that I want to add. So let's see. Tom says I use all the Google tools: Keep, Doc, Sheets, Slides, Drive, Maps. There you go. Calendar, Home, more Pixel 2 XL, Contacts. I've become a big fan of Trello recently because it's free and really easy to use. That's Mark. That's good to know. And maybe I could have Mark on and he could teach us a little bit of how he uses it and what he uses it for. And Sheila says, are we putting all of our eggs in one basket? I would say it's one basket only because it's one company that owns all those. So take that for however you want. I don't know. And Tom says, yep, I agree. And Ben says, probably, but they do so much right. It's hard to change. And again, that's my feeling too. That's why I wanted to put this out there. Anybody that rewatches this can see this and come back and give their thoughts and their opinion. Photos. Oh my gosh, Mark, you're not kidding. I use Photos 4 times today. It's just so easy, but Photos, Maps, Keep, Gmail, my entire life is in there. I know that is so true. Sheila says, I agree, Ben. Richard says, I heard Maps drop the offline Maps. I didn't like that. Is that true? I didn't know that if they did. And Sheila says, and don't forget for me, Google My Business. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And at Ben, Richard, no, I used offline Maps today. See, that's what I thought. I didn't hear that either unless you had something that I didn't know about or heard something. Mark says, I agree with you, Michael. Security is probably the number one priority with Google protecting its value, which is incredible. Yeah. So security to me, and kind of what Ben mentioned too, I really like what he brought up there. It's they do so much right. It's hard to change. Not necessarily right, because there's some things that I would change. Let me just give you an example. It frustrates me sometimes when they say a collection, because there's a collection in Photos that means something totally different than a collection in Spaces. Remember when they had Spaces? And then collection in something else. And then you had Hangout on Air. Then you had a Hangout video call. Then you had, so sometimes the terminology. So I don't always I don't want to say it's always right, but they do a lot of things right. I think you're right. I think that's the main thing, is that there's a lot of things that they do right, which makes it a benefit. Some people don't have a life, just an album. There you go, Andrew. I like that. This will probably all change once the president has Google investigated. Yeah, I hate that, Sheila. I agree. Time to change the subject. Okay. This is cool. I just found this out. It's about 45 minutes. I'm going to wrap up here in a little bit, but this is the last one. I don't know if you guys knew about this. I didn't know about this. This is incredible. I thought this was really an awesome idea, and more, I'm just totally impressed with Amazon. Amazon wish list for friends. Did you know you can choose your friends? And if you have a public account, so Mark, I checked yours earlier. I have no idea if it's you though. So personally, get in touch with me. We'll do a duo call and I'll find out if your wish list is the same as mine. I did not know they had this, but Heather's a friend of mine because I use her link so she can get, when I buy something on Amazon, so she can get the credit for that. I try to help her out. That's my way of helping her out. And I don't have to give any money for that. It just works to her benefit. So she's listed as a friend of mine. I have her wish list 2 weeks before her birthday, which her birthday is in 4, 5, 6 days, 10 days, whatever, 11 days. It sends me a list of her wish list. And I can choose one of those things and just send something to her. That is incredible. My son, if he puts something on there on a wish list on Amazon, I could buy that for him 2 weeks before his birthday. They send me a message. This is way too cool. I didn't know if anybody else knew about this. I am just like blown away. My hair is coming. Oh, wait, I didn't have any hair. that just is so cool to me. I mean, I would love to have Sheila Hensley's list of what she has on Amazon as a wish list, so I could send her a birthday present if that's what I want to do. I just think that's neat. I just think it's so awesome. So when I'm going looking at stuff, I can have a wish list. Boom, I'd like to have that. Boom, I'd like to have that. Boom, I'd like to have that. So I have a public, and I found out mine's public. So you could you could go, I think it's under friends, and what is it under? It says account list. When you go in there, you can go to friends and family gifting. And like I said, Heather's there, but I want to try this with one of you guys or somebody that has a wish list. And Mark, I'm sure you have one. Get with me after this. I'd like to reach out to you and see if it's the right Mark Barris. That's the only thing is I can't tell. Now, I can put your email address in there, but the thing is with Amazon and email, like I use my Yahoo email when I log into Amazon. I don't use my Gmail email when I log into Amazon. I mean, so different accounts, you use different emails. So it's really cool, really neat stuff. So if Andrew has something on there, I can try his email, see if it shows up. If he doesn't show up, then whatever. But everybody's wish list, as far as I know, is public. I haven't seen where you can turn it off of public. I'm curious whether you like that or not like that. As long as it's just a list that you can buy somebody something, I think that's cool. Because it's just a wish list. And if enough people saw that, then they'd say, yeah, hey. The only problem is my wife and I use the same account, so she can't put her stuff on mine because I'll see it right away. But that's fine too. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Google, let's go back to some comments. Tom says, the only thing is if you use one Google app and Google stops supporting it, I also use Google Voice on my home phone that I have had for 45 years. That's pretty awesome. Sheila says, that is cool. Wish list, didn't know that. Tom says, that is cool about Amazon wish list. I have a Corvette on my wish list. Really? If you can, do they really have a Corvette that you can buy on Amazon? Anyway, Andrew says, I'll have to investigate Amazon. And Mark says, thanks for the heads up on Heather's birthday. Oh, yeah, absolutely. September 11th. September 11th is Heather's birthday. But what's cool is she has some art supplies in there for on the go. So if you wanted to help out her deal, like stuff that she has listed there, I guess it's current. I don't know. You could buy her something, though, and that'd be a really cool gift just to say, hey, look, and you can send a message with it. So it goes with the package. It's kind of cool. It's really a great idea. They're really, really smart when it comes to that stuff. And then Tom says, how about deleting something from the wish list when you get it? I think it does, but I don't know the answer to that. So for example, if I go in, let's say you want to go buy something, I want to go buy something. We both see it. If I go and I purchase it, does it come off the list then? I don't know the answer to that, but maybe we could try that. I mean, somebody can buy me something. I'd love to be the guinea pig on that one. Have about 5 of you buy something and see if it comes off my list. Let me go add about 6 things real quick. No, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I bet. Tell me that's not cool though. It's almost like a wedding register where you're buying wedding gifts for people and they're registered at certain places. I don't know if that's it. If that's it, that is so stinking cool. Say, nah, so-and-so already, or this has already been purchased earlier today or just got bought. So, that kind of thing. We need to, after show, I'll start up a Zoom. And Mark, if you want to come in with me and check that out, if you got something you got to go do, I understand that. That's no problem. But maybe some of you other guys, maybe we could test it out and see, because I'd really love to see some other people's list. If Andrew's birthday is coming up, or Tom, your birthday is coming up, and I want to get you something, here's a reminder 2 weeks ahead of time, and here's your list of stuff that you're looking for. I think that's so cool. Mark says, yeah, let's check it out. That would be great. I know you can have more than one wish list. Yeah, I do. I don't know how to set that up. I see that people, Heather has 4 of them, one for T-Dog, as a matter of fact. Maybe you can select the ones to be public and others to be private. I don't think all of hers are public, so I don't know. And Tom says you should be able to have a gift wrap too. There you go. And Tom says, I have not put anything on the list. Huh. Just curious. I found that out tonight. I saw that because I got an email sent to me. Hey, Amazon, Heather's birthday's coming up. Would you like to get her something from her wish list? And I said, that's really cool, but I was busy at the time at work. So I never really followed up on it. So tonight before the show, I was trying to think of some things to talk about and put on the show tonight. And I was like, wow, that is so cool. Because I went into my Amazon and she's listed as a friend because, like I said, I have her on there to help her with her crafted on the go. And I was just like, oh man, this is so awesome. We really need to check this out and test this out because that's kind of neat. That's kind of a cool thing Amazon's doing. So anyway, good stuff. Great show. I think this was a good one. We talked about some really neat stuff. Thank you for sharing the tools and stuff that you guys use. I love this kind of stuff. I wish I had more people watching and playing along and participating, but maybe in time that'll come about. It's good stuff. A good group you guys are. Amazing group. I appreciate you supporting us. Heather and I both appreciate that. She has left her daytime job, so she probably will have more time to participate and join in, which is a good thing for all of us. So we thank you very much for that. Love having, if you have any guests that you'd like to see on or somebody that you'd like to see, that I'll reach out to them and see if I can bring them on and make it a benefit for you guys. This is live, public, out there for everybody. And then afterward, we come in the after party and after show. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. In the description will be down below. It'll have how to get into join our community. We have a paid for community that you can come and be a part of. I would like to thank everybody that did come and show up. I love doing these kind of things. I like having the regular shows. I like having people on because they bring, I don't have to do all the talking, and they bring in some really cool stuff that teaches me something every single time they come in. I've had, last week I had on the Goulds came in live on the road, and I learned something again. And I've done photos with them, I think 4 times, because she's a top contributor in photos, 4 or 5 times. And I learned something every single time. So I will be sending that link to our community members. Thank you, folks, for watching. I appreciate you. Look for it in the community. You'll see the link. I'm not on Zoom now. I don't have it open because I'm on my Pixelbook, but I will be sending that. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Anybody that watches this, anybody who watches this later, please leave comments. Add to the comments what you use or any of these things that we talked about. Feel free to put that in there. I love helping you guys out and doing these kind of things. Oh, okay. All right. So he just sent me Mark said just to add this real quick. He said he just sent me an invite to view my wish list, which is public. Okay, good. Oh, I'm sorry, Loanne. I know you're checking in late, but please come in to the after party. Still a member for another 5 or 6 days or whatever. Please come in, join us. It will be in the community. Sheila says, this was so cool, Michael. Just us members helping members, tinkering with tech rules. There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for a great show, Michael. That's from Mark. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to end the stream. I don't know how quick it ends, so I don't want to just cut myself off. But thank you, everyone, for coming. And you community members, the link will be in the community. So look for it there. Thank you, folks.